Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new around here, I'm Liz and I make videos all about motherhood, faith, lifestyle, and of course, like the name says, decluttering. But the goal of my channel is not to convert you to minimalism, but to ultimately find contentment in Christ and live life to the fullest by decluttering not just your home, but also your heart. I thought it would be fun for today's video to show you my fall capsule wardrobe. And if you find yourself struggling with impulsive shopping, retail therapy, essentially every time you feel dissatisfied or discontent, envious, just this sort of like craving to shop in order to deal with your emotions, if that's you, then keep watching. Especially if you're like me and you feel very tempted to just do so much fall shopping. And for me, this fall in particular feels very bittersweet because if you've been around for a while and you've seen my series all about decluttering my entire life in order to build my dream one, then you know a little bit about our season of life, our story. We spent the last 5 years living in Kentucky and we made that cross-country move back to the West Coast. And we're here in Southern California where we don't really have 4 seasons. And this is my first one. And I'm not gonna lie, fall I think really was my favorite time of the year. Cloudy today, it's kind of misty and a little bit gloomy. And so it feels like the right time to do a fall capsule wardrobe. So let's jump in. Before I share with you my fall capsule wardrobe, I did want to mention this free resource that you'll get when you sign up for my free email newsletter called The Junk Drawer over on Substack. So this specific resource that I created is called Fall into Focus, and it includes 2 different types of checklists. One is a fall reset and refresh decluttering checklist to essentially refresh, reset your home for the fall season so you can tidy up your spaces. And then the other list actually includes a handful of ways that you can actually declutter your heart in order to prepare for the fall season. So that includes different routines and rhythms, habits. If you want more information about Declutter Discontent, which is the 4-step gospel-centered approach that I created, then make sure to check out the links below because you can sign up for my email newsletter. You can also purchase my 20-page digital guide. It's literally only $5 and it's called From Chaos to Clarity. If you want to learn more, because if we're honest, we know that when September comes around until the new year, so much consumerism takes place. Okay, now let's officially jump in. For accessories, I'm going to be using this Parker Clay leather bag and this fanny pack. Both were actually Christmas gifts from family and from a friend back in Kentucky. So I'll be using these items. Here are the shoes that are in my fall capsule wardrobe. Now, because it's Southern California and it will probably warm up again and stay warm for a while, so I have these heel sandals. These are, I don't know what brand they are. They're kind of like a clog. I got both of these from Goodwill. These are actually Billabong brand. These say BOC. I'm not quite sure if they're like a clog company. Have these. And then of course my Vans. I also have some New Balances that are super worn down, but those I typically wear if I'm like going on a longer walk or some sort of hike. But these on a day-to-day basis do the job, although they're not very comfortable. Once you get to a certain age, you realize life is too short to be wearing uncomfortable shoes, especially as a 30-year-old mom, you know what I mean? This vest that I thrifted and my mom actually sewed to make it fit better. And I hung it with this dress. These are some tops. And then I have these 3 sweaters. This one I'm actually going to wear right now on my way to church. I'll show you how I layer it with this dress. And then I have this sweater. And this sweater is actually Madewell, but I thrifted it in Mexico. This is the next category of Technically, these are tops, but also like for layers. So we're talking, some of these I can put on top of a t-shirt or button them up completely and wear as like a top, a denim top, something like that. Old Navy, Gap, Old Navy again, and the rest of these are Old Navy. This next category is pants slash shorts, basically bottoms. These gingham pants, I don't really shop at Target anymore. I think I've gone maybe like 4 times in the last 2 years, and I went because I got gift cards. These are from Target. Pretty much everything else that I own is either thrifted or Old Navy. These brown pants, which have a matching top. These two different pairs of jeans. One is a mid-rise wow boyfriend style, so they're a little bit more baggy. And the other one is high-rise wow wide leg. I feel like these are more casual. These are a little bit more dressy, more professional, I'd say. And then, of course, I've done so many YouTube shorts, outfit of the days, with this particular pair of shorts that I love so much. They're called the mid-rise baggy. They're actually a little bit like kind of high-waisted for me, but they fit very loose, so they're very comfortable. These Cherokee denim overalls that I thrifted right before we moved from Kentucky. So these I actually got in Kentucky. A couple of months ago, we did a staycation at a local Airbnb. And so when I did my summer capsule wardrobe, I actually have lots of clips of items that I'll be keeping for my fall capsule wardrobe that I recorded then. So I'm just going to go ahead and share them now, also in this video. So a lot of these are repeat items, like these crew neck sweatshirts. This is a matching set from Old Navy. So I have these items for like loungewear. This bin I would consider like the behind the scenes of what moms really wear when they're just hanging out at home. I feel like I've watched a lot of capsule wardrobes where I've wondered like, okay, all that stuff is really cute and stylish, but like what are you actually wearing when you don't want to go anywhere? Or if you're just like running errands or doing chores around the house. But a lot of these items, they're very casual, but then I also wear them like on the day to day with like the shorts or the gingham pants, etc. So these are my favorite t-shirts. They're both from Old Navy and they're called vintage tee. I wear them in size small and they're like the perfect fit because they're like baggy but cropped enough to where they're not too cropped, they're not too snug, they're not too oversized. I feel like they're just the perfect length and fit. So I have it in brown. I have it in like this faded denim blue. I also have a heathered gray one that I think is in my laundry hamper. I love these so much. And I recently went to Old Navy just to browse around and saw that they had them in like a green that I really liked, a like really bold fuchsia pink, a lot of the jewel tones. I love those colors. So maybe in the future I'll add a few more, but right now I don't need more. This is just a tank top from Old Navy as well. I'm very into the color brown, as you can tell. And I have another one in a different color that was in my last capsule wardrobe, but I decided to put it away and take it out for the spring and summer. Kind of a more of a yellow chartreuse, is it called? I don't know. But anyways, very comfy. And then I just have tank tops that I'll wear sometimes under sweaters or jackets, etc. And then these Patagonia shorts that I thrifted a long time ago, years ago. And then I have these like yoga shorts. Is that what they're called? I don't know. And then I also have black athletic shorts. So these are kind of like all the athletic loungewear, activewear kind of stuff that I have. And dresses. If you want me to do like a styling video where I specifically show you how I layer for the fall and make outfits, then let me know because I love doing that for friends and family. This one is Baltic Born. I wore it as a bridesmaid and then I wore it even up to when I was 9 months pregnant. That's the nice thing about how stretchy the smocked dresses can be. It's actually pretty thick though, so I feel like this will probably be worn more in the winter time here, but it's very beautiful. You can dress it up or dress it down, and it's nursing friendly. So I wore it throughout pregnancy and postpartum. This was thrifted from Goodwill. As you can tell, I love embroidered, beautiful Latin type pieces. This one, I'm not sure if it's actually Mexican, but this could be, from Central America or South America, but I just love florals and embroidery. The rest of these are from Old Navy. I actually haven't worn, as you can tell, I haven't worn it yet. But this darker denim is actually pretty thick, so I'm also very excited to wear this soon, but right now it's a little too warm for that. This one I also wore throughout pregnancy and postpartum because again, very stretchy, very comfortable, has pockets. That's one of my favorite things about Old Navy is that almost every dress includes pockets. There's a wide variety of sizing. And that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching my fall capsule wardrobe. Like I said at the beginning, if you need more resources on how to live life to the fullest and find contentment in Christ, not by converting to minimalism, I myself am not a minimalist, but by decluttering your heart and your home, then make sure to check out my resources.